Chargers are favored by 2.5 against the Broncos here. Broncos fell to 6-6 with their loss last week. Chargers 5-7. So if the Chargers pull the win off here, they'll have the same record, 6-7.
Yes.
So Broncos come back down to earth a little bit last week with the loss. Very turnover heavy on that defensive side of the ball. Can they do that? Can they get back to that against the Chargers?
Yeah, I mean, come back down to earth a bit against a good team, though. This is one of those lines that stands out each week as not off, but, surprising. Like, Denver have been playing a lot better on both sides of the ball over the course of the year. I think their defense is good enough to cause the Chargers problems, particularly when they have a banged-up offense. Like, almost nobody is healthy on the offense, certainly from a skill position point of view. And like they put up 6 points last week in their win and cover against the Patriots. But like I think Denver will be able to have success on both sides of the ball, and I think the Chargers are just too banged up to overcome that.
Can the Chargers catch the ball?
I mean, sure.
Will be the question here.
Yeah.
Will they catch Herbert's passes? A little easier maybe in the Dome than playing in Green Bay or in the rain in New England. But, I mean, again, Herbert has overall, I think, played pretty well. We keep asking our question about the Kellen Moore experience with Herbert, and have we learned anything? Or it's a team averaging similar number of points, and Herbert's style has changed a little bit, but the performance is ends up being similar. I do think overall it's been more good than bad, though, and I really think when you look at the Chargers, it ends up being just personnel problems, which I didn't expect. I mean, people are excited about the Chargers every year because the personnel looks good, but I think the skill position personnel, when you lose Mike Williams and you get the worst of the top drafted rookie receivers, I mean, then
that's the thing.
A challenge, right?
So it's ended up being exactly the same story again. We've just come by that by a different route to get there. Like normally it's been all their best players get injured and blah blah. Now some of their best players have been injured, but even guys like Austin Eckler got injured and then has come back and hasn't looked like the same guy yet.
No.
Now, I don't know if that's sort of malicious compliance because of the contract stuff, or if he's simply not 100% or hasn't been able to come back to 100% since being injured, but he's not the same threat that he was before getting hurt. And then Quentin Johnson is the other obvious, just absolute body blow to what this offense is achieving right now in an era where wide receivers overwhelmingly are able to just step into the NFL and produce and be really good. Johnson's struggling, and that's crippling the offense.
You'll like this.
Yeah.
My checking account gives me alerts when things get spent, right?
Yeah.
So my wife's over in Disneyland, right? So I just got an alert that it was only $11.73.
Oh.
That was spent at Mint Julep Bar, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening out there. I know she's not drinking, but I don't know what she got at the Mint Julep Bar for $11.73. I just had to bring it up because you love your mint juleps.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought you could get much in Disney for $11 and whatever that was.
Oh, it's probably a pack of gum,
right? Is
what I'm assuming over there, or it's like an ice cream bar. But I don't know. I just thought that was funny. It just came in. Breaking news. Russ had the volatile game the other day, but bunch of big time throws, but a few turnover-worthy plays, including the one at the end. We're still seeing him and Cortland Sutton connect, but once a game. I don't know if the Broncos can keep this up though, right? They've been super run heavy, relying on the defense and the turnovers the last few weeks. It's a difficult thing to sustain, but they've definitely turned that defense around from the historic pace that they were on earlier.
Yeah, and Denver have left a lot of plays on the table the last couple of weeks. Like they, I think, have been potentially better than their output over the last few weeks. I don't know. I think the Chargers are too banged up. I feel like Denver's actually better than that on both sides of the ball. I think they'll win.
Your friend Mark Schlereth, another one of your heroes out there. Mark Schlereth, I guess, went to town on Russell Wilson the other day. And how bad it was Schlereth, right? Was that how bad he played?
Yeah. Well, he thinks he's making the offensive line look bad. Schlereth in the offensive line union.
Oh,
doesn't like that.
I mean, depends on how you're judging the offensive line. There's ways to isolate the offensive line performance outside of the QB.
Yeah.
There's ways to do that. But yeah, he's never been O-line friendly.
No.
All right. Where are you going with this one? Broncos.
Denver.
Chargers favored by 2.5. You're taking the Broncos here.
Yep.
On the road. Going back to the Chargers, Back to the Chargers. Well, they're going to make a run here.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 1,000 times.
Shame on you still.
Shame on somebody.
It's still shame on you. Yeah, I'll take the Chargers to cover the 3.